the whole dynamic shifts because you've had so many of these upsets, but we're straight into our first map and our first game of our consolidation best of 3, and Trouto already off to a hot start there with two quick kills for the last resort here on the CT side. Koss able to get one right back, but there is a bit of a trade back and forth. Still, the last resort narrowly ahead.
Yeah, two very blind players early on in the form of Cobra and Dinson. They both get shut down quite early on. So it's going to be an interesting way for Pete to continue this. Here's a 3 versus 2. USPSs for the last resort. What are they going to do here? Close range with the Glock. And oh, Epson, why are you on spray? Oh, okay, that didn't go out too well. And Zik getting taken down as well.
He's even almost asleep at the wheel. That player's kind of peeked into him, and he's just like, oh.
Oh, that's an.
Yeah,
I'm T on T.
I need to shoot.
Left mouse button.
And of course, the fact that he was on burst didn't help.
Yeah, that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
We're seeing a fairly reserved buy, as expected from Peak Esports. We've got a single tech, Glocks, and Mac 10s for 3. But a CZ75 for Edwards as well. Dear Lord, Dinson, Husky, JB. Husky's got so many frags. What's going on? Zik looking for a little bit more as well. But nope, just going to be King Just picking up frags of his own. A second round for the last resort. And while a single trade went to the way of Peak, was nowhere near enough.
So, 2 good rounds from the last resort. So far, able to keep things relatively low cost in terms of reinvestments. Peak Esports, though, I mean, they're still on these upgraded pistols. It's deagles galore, seeing if they can make use of long-ranged engagements.
Oh, wow. King Joss is taking out 2 so far. That's Epson and Koss both on the deck. Deagle's coming on through from Cobra, and that's his first frag of the game, and it was a lovely 1D headshot. 4 versus 3. Let's look for a little bit more. Cobra stacking up with his teammate now, and yep, all of these deagles, they've got to push somewhere. Smoke's going to begin dissipating towards ramp. They're going to be safe for now. Cobra thinking about pushing off inside of mid. On towards the A site, but dear Lord. Trouto takes down 2, and Husky finishes the job as well. Cobra shut down early on. 4 guys remaining for TLR and Peak. Not the best of starts, but we see fully automatics now.
Yeah, I mean, this being Peak's map pick as well, you'd expect that when they come around to actually getting onto proper weaponry, that's when the strategy will start to shine on through. So far, it's just been the anti-ecos in which TLR have done a good job of dealing with, building up some cash on that CT side, but already trying to be a little bit disruptive. Going to start things off into the first gun round. King Joss just playing around the edge of the smoke. He has a teammate in support as well, trying to drag attention away, but this actually might give Joss's position up. Becomes a little bit dangerous. He has to find the right timing, and actually he's circumvented those players. Peak have made it in towards the lower bomb site. They're already showing some presence. And Cobra, he's going to be the one leading the way.
He's deep. Very deep. Looks like the last resort, they've kind of allowed the guys from Peak to push on through. Going to be safe for now. But it's still 5 versus 5. Spray, going to be coming on through from Trouter. Oh, okay. Cobra completely taking him down. Single bullet was all that was needed and all that was required. Benny on the other side of the smoke. It's going to begin dissipating. They might be able to spot this one out. King Josh, Spray coming on through. Benny taking down 2 of his own as well as the CTs. They are now coming alive. They're finally, in this round, stopping any form of aggressive push. King Josh finishing up the kill and taking down Cobra.
How is the round not finished?
I don't know.
There's somebody timed out in T-spawn. This is confusing.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Who is this man? Who is this?
Shame
him. Josh, find out the name of this person.
I am confusion. There is. There's somebody else in the server. For one reason or another.
I think this is just a little bit issue. A little bit of an issue on Peak's end. The player has disappeared. Yep, he's been smitten from the server. Game is paused and a round still going towards the last resort. Of course, They won. So it looks like the admins have indeed overturned round number 4, and we are going to be playing that one again. The Last Resort have 3 rounds, Peak with 0 and full buys on both sides. Let's jump back into this, Yumi.
Yep, we're finally back into the action. It feels like it's been a bit of a long time since we've seen these two, but of course, first gun round underway. Zeke already in towards the Vent's position, and the Last Resort has completely changed their approach as well. They're focusing instead on lobby. Look at the crunch coming on through from 4 of these players. They eventually overrun Ebons. Cobra is relatively close by, and so can go to check things, but actually doesn't come on top of the duel. It's instead King Joss that comes away with it, and still Zeke sitting in the Vents waiting for his opportunity to strike, and meanwhile Peak have actually brought the advantage somewhat away from the Last Resort. The issue is that the bomb has to be recovered, and TLR are relatively close to it.
3 versus 3 with Peak Esports. They have the health and weapon advantage, actually. Double AKs and the Krieg on Koss, while we only have the Last Resorts, 2 M4s and a MP9. With 50 seconds left on the clock, Peak Esports, they need to make something happen here. Of course, Zik was indeed holding downstairs. We haven't cut to him for a while. I think he is still holding inside events from what I can see. Koss strafing outside, does indeed have the bomb to hand. And yeah, Zik is still just holding. Yet to frag in this game so far, but he's looking for something a little bit more. Dines. Vincent. Flash onto the site. But I don't think Last Resort are taking the bait. Molotov deployed as well. A lot of utility being wasted directly on towards the A site, but it's mainly just to be able to bait out the rotations. Dinson taking down King Josh, but JB, the last guy remaining for the Last Resort. He knows he's there. The call-out was clearly made by his team as he nods his head up and down. He needs to be incredibly quick, incredibly careful. And he's able to pick up that frag. 1 versus 1 now. AK versus M4. Bomb is down. Diffuser in the hand of JB. Rush out fast. He's not playing slow at all. Using the pillar to his advantage. Hasn't checked the right-hand side. All those double doors looking above himself, just in case. Gonna smoke it. Gonna tap it. Taps it once. Wait for the peak. Knows that the peak player of Zik is there. He taps it, takes him down. 1 HP. Sorry. Dead. Bomb defused. The 4th round still going to the way of the Last Resort.
Yeah, survives by just 1 bullet away. I mean, that is very well played. The patience as well. Waited for a peak to react to the smoke, to the tap as well. Instead of simply getting on it, even just kind of committing to the tap for a little bit longer, or even sitting inside of the smoke, he just immediately steps out and knows that there has to be some sort of a reaction. Either it's the player kind of jumping into the smoke as well, or spraying on through, and he finds the right timing, but Peak are fast in towards the A-bomb site. Double entries are found, and the Last Resort caught completely off guard. The bomb is still in their sight lines, however. They've captured that piece of the package, but Benny does get smoked off.
The first smoke that was there is beginning to dissipate, so he might be able to find an angle here as he continues holding. Is he going to be able to do much else with it, though? He needs to make some form of noise to try so it doesn't get taken down as he holds inside of Heaven. Smoke from Heaven is clearing. No pushing here, though.
Yeah.
3 players from Last Resort are just passive. Here we go. Spray coming off through from Dinson. Takes down 1. The flick coming off through from Benny. And while he does indeed connect onto Zik, it's not going to be enough. King Josh now in a 1 versus 3. 1 versus 2. Make him dead.
Yeah, that's Peak's first round. Finally, they get 1 on the board. And coming into this, I mean, we talked a little bit about how these two teams are fairly closely matched up, at least in terms of the seedings, what you kind of expect coming into this LAN. But TLR certainly still feel like the underdogs. I mean, you've got these players that have come from overseas in the form of Peak, and although they're kind of in that same talking point, they're in within the same divisions. TLR, at least kind of locally, aren't as that well respected, but off to a very good start. Even in a situation where they have the weapon detriment, they're able to overpower and take 1 away from Peak to start things off. Kossi, just able to get rid of the AWP, so that's not going to be a factor moving forward. There is still 1 available for Husky. That has gone unchecked. The question is, does King Joss actually find a timing here?
This is a good position to hold. Like, if they begin pushing on through the close range angle with the CZ75, I think he wins most engagements there. They're not going to be expecting someone to be holding this close as they currently are. Joss is going to begin his rotation. Husky dropped down low and finally taken on down by Koss. Yorp not able to really do much in this round. Koss a little bit of damage from the fire, and oh, Cobra fully expecting JB's positioning there. And he does take him out. 4 versus 2 with a MAC-10 and an M4A4 for the CTs, and yep, they're cutting their losses. The money is not looking great. They have below $200 between them. They're going to have to hide, and yep, they're going to be hiding inside a CT. 4 players for Peak surviving and barely taking any damage between them. Yeah,
they're not going to hunt for this either just because they don't have the cash in reserve.
And there's any need, is there? They've got weapons.
There's the incentive, I think. I mean, if you're TLR, you're maybe tempted into a force buy. Might be tempted to kind of buy around these weapons at the very least. Put them in decent enough positions. But a second round on the T side of things, Peak, a strong one at that. Not quite as close. Of course, one of these gun rounds that was won by the Last Resorts came down to the 1-on-2. We'll have to see how they continue to approach this. So far, it's been a little bit of pressure towards outside, but primarily it's been this kind of focus towards lobby and just trying to find an opening pick in that regard. TLR have been doing a pretty good job of locking things down on the A side of things, outside of that kind of one round where Peak just pushed so quickly. They weren't really set up for it.
I think that's how Peak wins most of these rounds, right? Because...
surprise.
Yeah, just like pure peekaboo, hi, we're here. And it seems to be working. Scoreline is still going to the way, of course, of the Last Resort. The stack towards B ramp. But I don't think it's going to be needed as a Last Resort. They leave a player there, but Peak Esports, they're already where they need to be. They've got coverage on the B site. Dinton, he's looking for blood. Spots out one. Initial spray doesn't connect on much, but the secondary is going to do something. He's whiffing a lot of shots here, and he's going to be punished for it. Dropped down to 24 HP, and finally taken down by the King himself. Pushing now towards the A site. Bomb in hand, and bomb is indeed available to be dropped near these silos. They've got to do this quickly.
If you're TLR, you're probably going to go for this. You have enough money to buy on all of your, pretty much all of your players next round. Not to mention you have a fair amount of utility, a couple of rifles in the mix. Equal numbers to trade off of. You expect JB to maybe play a bait and switch. There it is. Caught out on the flank, but now losing that additional player as well as a secondary kill with that AWP, wow. That was maybe a bit ambitious.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive push.
At that point, you surely cut your losses. You have a flanking player, you're hoping that's an opportunity, and then there's another kill on the AWP. That's where you start to see a separation from these kind of these middle level teams to someone like Fierce or like even Buzzkill. They would have probably made that call as fast as those 2 kills happened. They would have just instantly ran away.
Koss, oh, he didn't see parents out of the smoke, but he does spot out Benny. Gets caught completely off guard. The taps are there, but the connection is not.
Husky? Has he unbound Mouse 1? Why hasn't he shot?
I mean, a player was boosted on top of him, right? But that doesn't stop you from shooting. It stops you from walking, basically, but not actually using your weapon. I don't think Trouty spotted the rotation. Was someone right next to him?
I mean, there's just not a chance that he's even going to go. Oh, okay. Zik has heard him retreat into spawn, so it's going to be a long journey over. But you imagine he'll track him down. Actually, he's gone the wrong way.
No, he's opting not to.
He's gone the wrong way.
Well,
I'm so confused.
Another round for Peak Esports, and yeah, you and me both, because that was
just what has happened.
What's the point in buying it from us if you're not going to hit the button?
I almost want to say something like he got alt-tabbed, because that would kind of make sense, right? He's sort of moving, but he wasn't really reacting.
No.
So maybe Steam overlays come up or something. I don't know.
Someone's DM'd him, asked him to start his broadcast from Epic.
It's like, give me a shout out in chat. And surprise, we don't show the chat on broadcast, so it's quite unlucky. Anyway, things are tied up here, 4-4 in our first map. The weaponry is not looking that great here for TLR, and fast again from Kossi. Caught off guard. It's the last resort who cannot mount this defense, and in an instant, the round is over. They went for the A stack, but they just brute forced their way on through, and TLR get pushed apart. Now onto Rifles. Peak have gotten their first taste of the lead since starting this game.
What does the lead taste like? You know?
I don't know, I like to think it's a little sour.
A little sour, but
like,
a sweet aftertaste.
But almost like, yeah, almost like a green apple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry. JB going to be holding towards the A site. He's jumped on top of the little hut on the site itself. Spray coming through from Cobra though. He doesn't care where the other rest of the team are boosted. Oh, hello. Picks Koss out of the air. The aggressive playstyle from him is going to bite him. 4 versus 4 now. They've leveled the playing field. Cobra slithering towards the B site. Molotov going to be deployed with Zik by his side and his teammate inside a vent. They've not got much ground to cover now. They're kind of at the final gate. They just need to get this bomb planted. Last resort, however, they're rotating outside. I don't think they have much good information right now.
Yeah, they fully cleared out lobby as well, just making sure that there's no lurking presence from that Peak Esports side. Little do they know that ramp may soon be exposed. That is where they intend to set up the brunt of this retake. Benny posted with the AWP, trying to find the first opportunity. Peak have actually not crossed to the site. They haven't made the final move as of yet. Benny's just missed the timing. The bomb gets planted behind the site and does miss out on the sight line.
This aggressive push, so smart. He's going to be able to take down one or not. Benny, no scope required. Takes down Zik. Husky takes down one of his own. Dinsen, he's going to be able to shut down one as well. That is Benny on the deck. No more AWP shots for you. Ebans, what are you going to be able to do, man? You've got the AWP in hand. Are you going to be able to defend this bomb that you have planted? They don't have much time to be able to get this defused now. There is a Molotov on top of it. Ebans looking just for the final frag, and he is going to be able to do it. He's going to be able to connect to a 6th round for Peak Esports as they take 2 rounds into the lead over the top of the last resort. And they're back down to an eco buy or no buy at all, as it looks like, just pistols.
Yeah, a very strange reaction from the last resort in that type of a round. I mean, sure, they lose outside control. There's a little bit of presence made towards the lower ramp, and I understand the idea of kind of pushing towards lobby, but they commit so much pressure that they don't have somebody spotting, taking initial contact. These pistols trying to get something accomplished. The first to hit the deck is Trouto. Meanwhile, as well, King Joss has fallen. The bomb should get planted safely towards the B bomb side. JB still lingering and waiting behind the smoke. Benny may be able to catch them out. Fast rotation in towards Decon, but he's taken out as well. It's said Husky that finds one on the 5-7, but that's all the damage that they can accomplish. A 7th for Peak Esports, already a very successful T side. Yeah,
Peak Esports, they're in their element now. They had a rough start, and I don't think anyone can really argue with that. But they've noticed the way that Last Resort are playing this. They know exactly what they need to do to be able to beat it, and they're doing it round after round. They're rushing that single player down through vents. And, well, as I say that, it looks like this is going to be the one round they're not actually going to be doing it. Benny, very nice hop outside. He's going to be holding just on the outside of that smoke. He hasn't been spotted out just yet. I think he might get spotted by the boosting player.
There's no way they anticipate this.
So slow, so methodical. Takes down Zik. Looking for some more as well, but dear Lord, he just runs into a barrage of bullets. Koz and Cobra both take down players of their own. Now to 3 versus 3.
Yeah, outside presence made, so TLR need to have somebody at least spotting things through, and that will be Husky at a distance. He can't really cover main, however. That's still a bit of a problem for the remaining A-site defense. In fact, they don't have real pressure towards that A-site. Trouto instead is going to be where the aggression lies, and he's holding the off angle. The timing may actually just work out in his favor. He's repositioning ever so slightly. He actually gets the drop, but Cobra adapts. It's a Viper strike from him. Brings it to the advantage for Peak Esports. And now they have so many options. They had that outside pressure. They had ramp as well. So the B bomb site is very much a possibility. And so they start moving over. TLR have called the rotation, and Peak still haven't pulled the trigger. Instead, it's going to be A.
Husky's retaliated very, very well there. He's picked up the frag. It's about to bring it now down to level playing field of 2 versus 2. With only 22 seconds remaining on the clock, Cobra needs to do something. He's opened up this round fantastically. He's picked up 2 frags. Is he going to be able to do much else? Bomb is planted. 45 seconds now remaining. Husky and JB looking to do some more damage. Husky peeks the corner. Isn't going to respect it. Oh, catches him off guard. Cobra. He falls into a heap on the ground. Evans through the wall, not going to be able to connect it. He's looking for the flick. He does hit the first one. He's looking for the bomb diffuser. He doesn't hear it tapped. The smoke is there, and the diffuse kit is used. Is Husky going to be able to take him down? I don't think so. Nope, both players are going to survive. But that now puts Last Resort in a decent spot. They're only 2 rounds away from bringing us back to level, but the economy's still not there.
I've always wondered whether a dog or a Cobra would come out on top, but I guess the Husky...
You're really playing on these
Listen, man,
the animal tropes.
They've got animals. They've even got a trout involved.
Why is there a fish? Why are fish playing games? Husky and JB. Well, Husky again. He's taken down 2 with JB just spraying some bullets here and there to be able to pick up a frag of his own. 5 versus 2 now. Zik and Evans. They've got more than enough money in the bank. They can play around with this round. They don't have to save. Just deal some economic damage to the Last Resort. And to be honest with you, that's all they're going to need to do. Their money isn't looking great already. Just a single frag here could spiral TLR kind of into an awkward spot. You need all 5 players to survive here for it to be good, dear Lord. Zik, a 6th sense tingling in the back of his head as he's going to be able to take down Benny. Is it enough?
And again, that problem is the fact they have to go get that bomb. It's in enemy lines, enemy territory. Trouto is on the defensive as well, holding the angle, the headshot one at that, so he can immediately fall back. And Peak have shown their hand. They give him a small taste, small peek. Just immediately reconsider their options, a different approach instead. But that's a timely smoke. They anticipate this in the Last Resort.
Bombs dropped on site, so they do just need to commit here. Zik, smoke going to be deployed, along with a follow-up smoke from his teammate. Flash as well, and dear Lord, that is great positioning. Use that smoke perfectly. Husky's phasing through the smoke, and the no-scope misses from Evans.
That's an
hate to see it.
That is an awkward one. They both they run out of ammo. One's trying to readjust and fire off another AWP shot and just cannot get it done.
Fumbling with their weapons, fumbling their pockets, drop the primary, just give me the pistol, just get it over and done with.
Well, at the very least, regardless of how the rest of this half goes, Pete can be happy with this. I mean, it started out, what, 3-4 rounds for the Last Resort. They answered with 7. And even if the Last Resort close out the rest of this, get themselves up to number 8, that would give Peak a pretty big advantage moving in towards the CT side. Those T rounds are ever valuable on this map. Zeke, lurking towards the vents, does actually get the first kill. It is traded right back through the edge of the vent wall. And again, it's this outside presence here from Peak. Not quite the same smokes going down. The response from the Last Resort just is for King to push in towards lobby, and he has so much information. Yeah, the steps have been made, and there should be no chance. Yeah, Koss completely unsuspecting. Peak now will feel a little bit boxed in because the flank is an opportunity for the CT side. They can completely contain them to this outside region. So now how do they change their setup? How do they reapproach? And it could be the A bomb site. That flank in towards heaven is always a possibility. And for now, there's nobody on the side of Last Resort that is really looking for that.
They need to send someone up. They need to get someone up into the clouds next to the pearly white gates of heaven to be able to potentially retake the A site. 7-6. TLR are looking to level this game out with this round. With only 25 seconds left on the clock. The bomb still not aimed towards a single site. Dinson potentially going to be picked off by Husky as he's fully expecting this. Spots the gun barrel, spots the head, takes him down. 10 seconds remaining, here comes the push. The flick going to be coming on through from us in just a couple of moments, but no, maybe not. Jossie's going to be the one to do it, and did that? No scope, only hit him in the leg. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think through the edge of the hut wall, so just surviving by a slither of health. But I mean, doing a great job. That was the kill that Husky needed to get. If he falls in that manner, his teammate likely goes down with him. And so that first kill was ever impactful for holding on towards the bomb site. Peak Esports, though, they'll, as I've been kind of painting the picture, they're happy with 7 rounds, but will maybe feel a little bit hard-pressed they haven't gotten more. Cost, again, fast outside presence, but King Joss shuts him down. And already another couple of kills go the way of the last resort.
You don't see many people cutting the ladder halfway through to be able to jump onto the crate and then boost that way. So that looks like how Koss has been maneuvering incredibly quickly outside. But it does now put his team in an awkward spot. We're at level ground right now in round number 15. When it comes down to scoreline, at least. Zik and Ebons. Well, now just Ebons. Alive for Peak Esports. He has the AWP available. We've seen crazier things. The flick, not there. Doesn't even hit the shot through the wall, unfortunately. So it is going to be the 8th and final round of the first half, going to the way of TLR as we now swap sides.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the round wins in a row there. 4 in a row, then met by 7, then met by 4 in response to close out the half for TLR. So a bit rocky. Let's not put it any other way. Peak did a great job of kind of getting early advantages and capitalizing on them. And TLR, towards the end of that half, started to realize that they can kind of play individually as well. They didn't set up for kind of flash plays or aggressive portions on that CT side, instead just taking duels individually.
Ooh,
the pace from Husky is fantastic. Benny able to trade things back. Zeke as well, trapped on the bomb site and trapped with nowhere to go, but Kossi is still alive and kicking. Troutto eventually deals with him, but the one-on-one ensues. Cobra spotted out on the high ground. A fish versus the man himself. A slithery serpent indeed. Could certainly hit the shot and bring Peak Esports an equalizing round, but dancing around the site. He's been spotted out as well. Troutto knows where he is, but cannot hit the shots. So far, it seems like Cobra is evading capture, evading every single shot. One of you needs to hit this at some point or another. Take the fight, take the peak, and Troutto will win it. He brings it back for TLR, and finally the pistol round finishes.
It looked like Troutto was going to flounder that, but he is safe at last.
That was so awkward.
I mean, it was just purely movement, right?
Yeah.
They were using the cover that they had to their advantage, and it was quite interesting to see how both players kind of use the mind games against each other. Dinson, ooh, okay. That puts him in a rough spot now. He does pick up the first frag onto Benny, but he is very quickly traded back. Deagle shots are raining through, but none of them have connected as of yet. It's mainly just the MAC-10. And oh, hello, Koss! Oh. Where have you come from? He's taken down 2. One of them's the bomb. Now on 1 versus 1. It's Husky versus Koss now. And we're doing the same round over and over again. Apart from this time, one's got a fully automatic. Now they both got fully automatic. The spray comes up through from Koss, but only drops him down to 58 HP. It was the Cobra and the fish last time, and well, the normal players this time. Fully automatic set of pistols. The round goes towards the T's.
Oh, he does so much work. He brings it so close. Then thinks better of it. Thinks away from the Deagle. Trusts instead in the SMG and just not able to get it done. That is now back-to-back rounds. We've had that main site cover be a huge factor. Cobra able to strike for 1. Zeke does answer with a secondary frag, taking a lot of spam damage, however, and still lingering and sitting behind the smoke. Another smoke deployed as well to buy him a bit more time. But TLR have actually backed themselves away from this fight. They don't want to overcommit towards the bomb site anymore. But Benny, oh, he's found the timing. He's got completely into the back lines. They don't suspect a thing. Creeping around, he might even be able to knife this player, but jumping around, Zeke goes to check things. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. That could have been so much worse, but TLR, they've been given a way in. Now Peak will feel a little bit more hesitant in their approach. The defense has shown a crack, so cracks are prevalent elsewhere on the map as well.
Troutto, going to be the lead, pushing directly onto the site. Here's the movement. Dinson, here's the bomb getting tapped, but does just miss the timing, unfortunately, for him. They're coming out of those double doors once more. Spray continues. The MP9 is doing its job at close range. Husky now, 1 versus 3, takes down 1. Bomb still down. A lot of time to play with here. Does have a grenade, does have a flash, can use those to his advantage, but he's allowed the CTs to push onto the site. Grenade's going to be deployed. Is it actually going to connect? Does connect with the Koss, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He knows that the bomb's being defused. Can he hit the shot? He's so close, and finally does it! The final taps are what's going to secure the round for the last resort. 11-7. So close, yet so far for Peak Esports.
He thought maybe he might even go down to the Molotov. He has to push in front of it just to get that frag. It's such a labored endeavor, trying to track down, just trying to identify where he is in that smoke, but he has the timing dead to rights. He has the position as well. And these rounds have just been narrowly evading Peak Esports, sometimes just so close. A great effort from Husky to bring things back for the side. Peak on just pistols now. Already the A bomb site has been exposed, and these pistols haven't accomplished too much. Just a bit of damage on Troudo and Benny. Evans may be able to finish off one of these kills.
Looking for exits, I think, at this stage.
The round is very much gone.
It's gone, yeah. There's not much you can do here. They don't have diffusers. We've got a single smoke onto Dennison, but that's literally it. I think Evans actually got spotted out just the shoulder, maybe, by, who is that, Trouto? Yeah. Potentially going to be able to take him down. Joss is picking up Dennison on the other side of the map, but Evans, is he going to have to do anything? Here's the movement, I think. Oh, he has no idea. Maybe he hasn't been spotted. He's looking just for the AK. He's rushing. He's going to be able to take him down, and there he is. He picks up an AK. He grabs it. I mean, that's a win for Peak Esports, right? They've secured themselves a weapon in that round, in a round where they really shouldn't have got anything. So at least taking a 2,700 weapon through to the next round is pretty good. And it's an AK of all things.
Yeah, it's a sneaky play from Evans. I mean, you thought maybe he'd get spotted out. Troudo just was holding that angle for so long as well. And then he just finds the right moment. Hears the footsteps, knows that he hasn't been cleared, and even uses the bomb sound to mask his footsteps.
And some of the damage to his advantage as well. Of course, only the P250, not super damaged and didn't go for the head, but that explosion did most of it for him. Timeout was indeed called. I believe that was by Peak Esports.
Yeah,
they were just trying to work out what on earth is going on.
Definitely anticipate that. So far, it's not been the best of CT sides. This is again a strong start on the to start off the second half from the last resort. They had those string of rounds to start off the first half, but the last resort they seemed to have an idea. They wanted to go for a fast play towards A. That Molotov did push them back. Benny took so much damage, but actually finding a timing, the Molotov will finish off the job.
That's an okay trade.
Considering it was half HP as well.
Yeah. I think he's going to be happy with that. I mean, yes, he dies to the fire, which isn't fantastic, but he picks up a frag, and they do indeed have the health advantage right now. Smoke's going to be deployed by Koss. He's holding back with the AWP and ramp, and oh, I like this little area that he's left free. Could gain something off the back of this if they begin pushing on to ramp. And it looks like they're backtracking.
Yeah, I think they're just good with having a bit of hell control. Just keeping that player in position, and so if they hear any footsteps over at A, that makes the A-side attack a little bit stronger.
Very aggressive from King Joss. He's been able to push all the way through hell, and I have a feeling that Cobra, Cobra knew he was there, takes down Joss, and now here comes the engagement. Spray coming on through from Zik, shuts down Husky. Pretty methodical play coming on through Cobra, a little bit more damage dealt down range, but look at this, the timing is perfect. Trouto, he's going to be able to get the bomb planted. Is there someone right above him, or is that just through the wall? No, through the wall. Koss knows the bomb's very, very close. The AWP versus the AK, who's going to win? It's going to be the AWP. And that is going to be the round, Peak Esports. They finally get a round back on the board. After not winning a round in this second half, here's an 8th. Could this be the turning point?
Yeah, a similar string of rounds, 4 in a row from TLR, and then suddenly Peak answer with a very convincing one. I mean, this is a repeat of the first half. The sides have changed, but the circumstances remain the same. It's interesting that TLR they go for this fast play and then immediately kind of stagnate, because so far they've been doing a good job finding these trades. They've gone fast, they've been aggressive and gotten to the face of Peak Esports, and coming out atop in those opening engagements, if not by having additional players right behind them. The double AWP setup is certainly available though from the CT side. Koss has one, the other one is in the hands of Evans.
I think Evans needs to be a little bit more patient with outside. He knows that they push that incredibly quickly outside. So you just need to be ready and waiting for TLR to just rush.
But that's what's surprising as well, because you would anticipate it to be fast, but instead it's a much slower round.
Which I think is what's confusing Evans here, because he was fully expecting someone to just rush off a marshmallow and then him pick up the frag, and then that could completely blow open the round for the T side. They wouldn't be able to do much else if their momentum gets halted like that. But they've actually chosen to slow it down a bit themselves, which is interesting. TLR, not a side that we've seen, at least, for the last few rounds to play slow. They like going quickly, getting onto the side, those quick contact plays, taking down who they can whenever they see them.
That smoke gives up Cobra's position. They even come out full clearing it, but Cobra still gets 2. It's trades right back, though, for TLR. The smoke segments the rotation in from main, but it only delays them for so long. Dennison as well, just waiting for the right opportunity to spring from the vents. It's all about timing, about whether his teammates can distract for long enough, draw attention away. It is Evans, he misses the shot, and actually all 3 players fall like dominoes for the Peak Esports side. They get around on their CT portion, and it's immediately answered back by TLR. This is looking like a pretty shutout performance here on our first map, and this is Peak Esports' pick.
Didn't even think about that. And we've got Vertigo after this.
Yeah.
Of all the maps.
I mean, we were talking about how prepared TLR are for Vertigo. How prepared are Peak for Vertigo?
I don't know. I just don't think they're going to be...
Yeah.
I don't have the answer for you, in complete honesty, because it's such a kind of curveball. We kind of expect to see it a couple of times this land, but not too many times. Koss, you burnt your feet, man. Put some sun cream on. Does end up falling to the AK, though. Evans dropped down to 16 HP. The boost! Oh, you don't see that very often. Cobra now in a 1 versus 2, but he's got full bomb control. Now, this is not position for TLR. They've got 2 smokes available, so of course they are going to smoke off Garage, but is Cobra still going to have the position? He does.
He has a small gap to play with.
This is perfect. He spots out 1. He doesn't. Oh, he misses the shot. How does he whiff that?
That had to be his way in. Surely that's the opportunity now evading him. The second smoke goes down as well. They know exactly where he's coming from. They can use the numbers advantage, and even holding the off angle, Cobra's able to strike, but Husky's there for the trade. That would have been his opportunity. That small little gap in the smoke had to be his way in, but he misses the shot. 14-8, the last resort. Such a strong showing so far on Nuke, and it's really come down to just sheer brute aggression. It has been this trading game from them. It hasn't been as tactical. They've been throwing the utility, sure, on the A site, but just using their bodies and using correct spacing to overwhelm these site players.
Oh dear, oh dear. Trouto gets completely shut down by the hyper-aggression from Peak Esports, and they're going to continue running. It's all 5 of them running towards the T-spawn, but King Josh says no. Shuts down 2 with the Krieg. The bomb is now dropped. Dinson takes down the King. JB, close range angle with the AK, looking for something, but not going to be able to capitalize. 15 HP remaining on Koss. It's just now Husky.
Yeah, approaching this is so difficult. The ladder makes so much noise. The flash is at least good to give him some space, but he has been spotted. Now his underside is completely exposed.
How did he pick that up?
The adaptation is so fast, and Husky's low HP, so is Koss. The last bullet should do it. Whoever gets the drop on who, and Husky!
The ladder!
He anticipated it, but he gets the shot on the ladder. The chances there from Koss and Peak, they steal the round away. It's the P90 of all things that opens up the round, just the brute aggression from Peak. You know what? Lobby control, we're taking that away from you.
That's ours now. We need that. We need to communicate a little bit better. Let's go straight to control room, run through lobby, just completely blow open the last resort.
When in doubt, whip the P90 out.
Just sprint. Just run. Just like, there we go. Cool, got a gun. Hold left mouse button, problem solved.
Yeah, we've had some pretty unorganized rounds. Let's just put it that way.
That was the most unorganized I think we've seen for most of Epic. That was a very just, oh, we got a kill. Oh, let's just keep going. Yeah, okay, we're pushing people through mid as well. Yeah, sure, let's just keep going. It's fine. Pistols now for last resort. A couple of people with fully automatics, but it's nothing to really scream about. Spray coming off roof from Dinson. Does get shut down in the end of it.
Good response there from the AWP, and Zeke's there on the rotation, so even though they get the bomb planted, the fast rotate is there from Peak.
Double digits.
Yeah, and they get themselves closer. It looked like TLR might just run away with it, but that one round, that caused a little bit of disruption, and I suppose inspires a bit of confidence here in Peak. They've been pretty tenacious. They've fought all the way through the lower bracket. They're here to maybe go up against Buzzkill tomorrow morning.
it definitely knocked the wind out of Last Resort's sails that round. Like the just hyper aggression, they weren't expecting it. Like they were setting up pop flashes to then push on through, and they just got met with a wall of bullets from those P90s. Are we going to be seeing something very similar this time? It looks like Peak have fallen back into their old regime. Pistols, however, across the board for the T side, so they're not really going to be able to capitalise on this passive play from Peak Esports. Koss with the AWP in hand, spots the gun barrel or not, maybe not.
Okay.
Oh, the rotation
Surprise.
through lower. Oh, that was so smart from Joss. He had a great idea where he was, and he's taking him down with the AWP as well. Single-handedly blown this round completely open. Zik is going to be able to shut down Trauto. The fish is down, and there goes the king as well. 3 versus 2 with the advantage leading towards the CT side. Bomb not on either side as of yet. Husky through the glass, shuts down Zik. Takes him down with the AWP. 2 versus 2 now.
Yeah, Evans making his way in towards lower. The steps have been taken by that CT side. They have a number of ways to approach this. The vents as well, so a rotation from that player over towards the A side of things should be somewhat secure. The TLR can be in so many post plants now. They've really slowed things down on that CT side that they can be in so many different positions. So the trading game or these individual fights can become so much more important. Cobra now gone. Husky still kicking with the AWP, and he's on the low ground. He has to win these fights individually, find the right timings, use the space effectively,
okay.
But that is sharp from Cobra. Doesn't even give him the chance to fire back. That's one way to give yourself an 11th round. Cobra is brimming with confidence.
Yeah, it wasn't even a standard angle either. It was like, oh, okay, I just fully expect you to peek out wide and just pre-tap the angle, took him out straight away. Great, yeah, like correctly said, great confidence coming on through from Cobra. That's a surprising end to that round. Double AWP setup coming on through from the CT side with Evans and Koss. Koss not looking to get killed the same way that he did last round. He's still going to be holding, it appears, towards ramp. But now he's going to be safe. Yeah,
that previous round is concerning for Peak because how does a player get down vents and flank out your ramp player without you really knowing about it?
There should have been some communication about that, right?
That was
nothing.
That was a full eco from the Last Resort in the previous round, but now they're on proper weapons. Logic dictates maybe they get a little bit closer.
Potentially, but I don't know.
Yeah.
This momentum that we were talking about earlier, that Peak Esports were carrying from their game against Exilium, sorry. I think it's back. Yes, of course, it was 2-1. It wasn't an easy game in any means, but the wind's back in their sails. They know what they're doing. Evans, some reasons going towards CT Spawn. I mean, I'm not going to question it.
Far angle with the AWP. It's that old Kenny S position.
Yeah.
Something that they quite like to implement on that French side. Koss still holding with the AWP, but not going to be given the chances. TLR aren't investigating towards ramp. Still 45 seconds remain on the clock here. The bomb yet to be recovered, and Benny's missed his opening duel. Dennison swings out wide, takes him out. That's the AWP now removed from the T side of things, but JB is still lurking towards the lower bomb site, trying to find a crack in opening, but Zeke's in position. This is a strong angle to hold as a CT side, one that may not be fully cleared, but the intentions for Last Resort aren't really shown too much.
I really like this in Peak. Their positioning's fantastic. Like, across all of these sites, they've done a great job to defend all of this. But when it comes down to aiming, maybe there should be a little bit more improvement, because that should have been 2 easy frags. Bomb's now going to go down. Ooh. Scope, not even attempted. Yeah. Evans taken down by the fish. Now in a 1 versus 2. This is potentially going to be our 15th round unless Zeke pulls something completely out of the hat. Doesn't check left, and he's going to get shot in the back. I think Trauto's expecting this or not. He hasn't seen him cross, and this could be the opportunity for Zik to be able to completely win this round. Takes down one. Is he going to be able to take down the Heaven player? But no, he doesn't even check it. Map point for TLR and Peak Esports. Their economy's there. They can buy if need be, and I think they kind of have to. It's not going to be full by any means. But Zik needs to commit this 4K into this round. Drop something for your teammates, man. You need to get aggressive here. Yeah, the spacing from TLR in that round was perfect. They had so many players kind of darted around the map, and of course it had to be Trauto that came up so big, but look at the pace here from TLR. They just want to immediately get this over with. Don't give Peak the time to recuperate their thoughts, and they overwhelm them on the A site.
3 versus 2 ensues, but Koss, he's in the backlines faster than they may expect. Catches one out with the Deagle. AK recovered as well as Smoke to play with.
Cross.
All in the meantime, and not waiting for the flank. Ebbins could have potentially had this player dead to rights. He does eventually pull the trigger, but now into the one-on-one. Husky has so many opportunities to move around the bomb site. Will Ebbins predict it?
Ebbins, he's tapped pre-angles before. Is he going to be able to do it this time? No, he's not. The single tap potential of the Krieg does it.